Hello, folks. Welcome back to The Slice. In this episode, we are going to cover how Dominic Thiem won Barcelona, beating Rafael Nadal, working his way through a ton of hard clay court players to win the tournament, and we're going to look at what this means for all these players going forward. So welcome to The Slice, and let's get into it. Welcome to The Slice.
Welcome to the slice.
Welcome to the slice.
Thanks for tuning in. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. That might sound like an old beaten drum here. And also check out the Slice front row. We have a new episode coming out this week, and I want to hear what you guys want me to talk about on the show. So click that link below and sign up for $4 a month to get unlimited access to the Slice front row, which is the best content I put out. Also, stay tuned for the Madrid coverage starting in about a week. We got all the boys there. We got Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, all playing on clay for the first time in a few years. So that's going to be absolutely nuts. But what happened in Barcelona? Dominic Thiem won, beating Daniil Medvedev in the final 6-4, 6-0. Looking very impressive coming from behind. Daniil Medvedev won the first 3 games, and then Thiem went on to win 11 out of the next 12 in a row. Or I guess 12 out of the next 13 in a row to win. So he displayed some absolutely dominant clay court tennis and reminded us all why we've considered him a world-class threat on clay. We've considered him the heir to the throne of Rafael Nadal, being the prince of clay. And this tournament, I think, reminded us why. He lost more early in Monte Carlo last week, and we were like, how good is his confidence after he lost early in Miami as well? But I guess it's going great because he had to play through some really tough players in this tournament to get to the final and to win. He defeated Schwartzman, Jaume Munar, Pela, Nadal, and then Medvedev, all in succession to win this tournament. So it wasn't an easy route. I think this is really good for him, winning, getting over the hump, and beating the best in the world to do it too. So he beat Nadal, obviously, in the semifinals to do it. But throughout the week, he has displayed classic Dominic Thiem tennis, which is this insanely consistent, hard-hitting, brutal tennis on clay. He seems to just be so comfortable out there. Like, he kind of looks like Nadal when Nadal's moving comfortably. It seems like it's impossible to get Thiem out of his comfort zone on these surfaces. No matter how wide you drag him, no matter if you drop shot him, bring him to net, he seems to be completely comfortable everywhere on the court. And even when he's playing Nadal, he actually looked like the more comfortable player out there. He looked like what Nadal normally does to opponents. Thiem was doing to Nadal. I said that earlier in a little video I made, but I was very impressed in that matchup. So big win for Thiem at Barcelona. Just another piece of confidence he can add to his repertoire going forward in his career. I still think he's only like 25. So is he considered next gen? It's definitely not next gen anymore if he's considered it. It's the now gen because they're doing some serious damage now. And he played Daniil Medvedev in the final, who's also a next gen player. So what does this mean going forward for these players? Well, for Dominic Thiem, he gains a lot more confidence just in beating Nadal again, winning a tournament on clay again. This is one of the biggest ones of his career. It's the biggest clay court tournament win of his career, if I'm not mistaken. And he gets over the hump one more time. He gets 500,000 euros. Hello! That's not bad. And 500 points in the race to London. I think he's like 6th right now. And yeah, just momentum going forward. Obviously, his ultimate goal, I would say the next thing in his career is to win a Grand Slam. And the French Open this year should be right in his sight because he's already beaten Nadal once. Nadal's not looking as good as he has in the past. And then Djokovic is not looking as good as he has even earlier this year or at the end of last year. So when we get close after Madrid and Rome, we're going to take a hard look at who's the favorite going into the French Open. I think it's going to be pretty interesting after what we've seen here from Thiem. But it's only one tournament, so a lot of things can change. Nadal has lost over almost 1,000 points in the last 2 tournaments that he had to defend from last year on clay. 640 in Monte Carlo and 320 in Barcelona. So not good signs if you're a Nadal fan. But the worst sign is him just not looking his best. When he's losing to Thiem, he looked like the older, slower clay court player. Which is fair because he is a lot older and he should be slower. But just for years now, we've seen Nadal maybe struggle on hard courts with injuries, but by the time it comes to the clay season, switch on and absolutely dominant. And he's lost in the semifinals of both Monte Carlo and now Barcelona as well. This loss, however, was to arguably the best other clay court player on the planet in Dominic Thiem. So you got to give him some slack for that. Dominic Thiem looked absolutely on his game. So you can't really blame Nadal too much, but you got to think that the 11-time champion of Barcelona, the greatest clay court player in the history of tennis, could put out a better performance if he was feeling better. Now, is that due to injuries, or is that just due to him getting older? Is that due to him starting to slow down? We don't know. People are going to speculate. Y'all are going to speculate in the comment section, and I want you to. We'll talk down there. But I just saw him not being his old self. And these guys have got to slow down at some point. And now I'm starting to wonder, is this the year that we see Nadal not dominate the clay court swing again and not win the French Open? We're going to see. There's real cause for concern until we see something differently, which we definitely could in Madrid. Madrid historically has been Nadal's least confident or least successful clay court tournament. So not a good sign for him there either, but he could obviously win anything on clay or really anything in general because he's playing amazing. One commenter said, Nadal hasn't looked as good on clay as he did at the Australian Open this year, and that's weird. So that makes me think that there is some lingering injuries because it doesn't really make sense that he wouldn't be playing as good here as he did on the hard courts, the fast hard courts of the Australian Open. But we'll have to wait and see on that one. So with Daniil Medvedev, the hot streak continues. Where did this guy come from? I don't know. He's kind of lingering at the back there in, I would say, 2018. Yeah, I think he won one tournament, but he's absolutely been crushing it this year on the ATP World Tour. And the race to London, I think he's like 6th right now. He should have all the confidence in the world making semifinals of both Monte Carlo and the finals of Barcelona. So Daniil Medvedev is big time. He's a baller, and he's here to stay, I think. He looks like a young Ivan Lubicic, just long stroking like forehand and backhand, and he can really flatten out and punch that backhand down the line. It's a thing of absolute beauty, and it has to make you super cautious as an opponent playing against that. So pretty crazy stuff there. That's Barcelona. So stay tuned to the slice because Madrid is in 1 week. Federer's there, Djokovic there, Nadal's there. The whole squad is turning up for Madrid. Don't think it's going to be blue clay this year. That would be weird. Federer is the GOAT on blue clay, the only player to ever win that tournament. But it's going to be really interesting to see Federer back on the clay. So stay tuned for a preview of that. And also stay tuned for Front Row this coming week. Let me know what you think I should talk about that. And if I've ever brought you any value, click on that link and sign up. If you don't like the first show, you can just cancel your subscription. There's no fee. You'd literally be down $4, but you'd be up a small part of my heart. So thanks, guys. I'll see you soon, and stay tuned to the slice. Thank you for your support, and we will see you in Madrid. Thanks for watching, folks. This has been the Slice Tennis News, the #1 independent tennis news source in the world. Click here to subscribe so you don't miss anything, and click here to check out the Slice Front Row, the #1 talk show on planet Earth, getting deep into the world of the ATP tennis.